We already come to know that as a first Gulf and third Muslim country, United Arab Emirates has declared to normalize their relation with Israel. The deal is named as Abraham Accord. So, what will happen after this deal with Israel and UAE, and why Palestine claimed that UAE betrayed with them? In this video, I will discuss all about this. I hope you will watch this video till the end and don't forget to subscribe this channel. So first thing, why this deal is known as Abraham Accord? It's actually a representation of three major parties of this deal: UAE, Israel and United States of America, as these three countries represent three Abrahamic religions. Then, what is the significance of this deal? What will get these countries after signing this peace treaty? For Israel, for the first time, they have got a major Arab country on their board, which helped them to minimize their threat in this region. On the other hand, UAE got such a friend who have common enemy, which is Iran. For Israel and Arab countries, Iran has become a common major threat. It can be said that very soon we will see a new military ally in Arab region, Israel with other Arab countries against Iran. And there are some other benefits of this deal for UAE. As we all know that UAE depends on petrol oil, and the reserve of petrol oil will no longer be a sustainable thing for a long time. They've realized it and they're now planning for their future. And in that future, Israel can play a major role, as Israel is highly technologically advanced and Israel is heaven of startups. So because of signing this deal, UAE will get investment from Israel, which will help to boost up UAE's economy and also their tourism and other technological support. And for Israel, this is a huge achievement because they didn't have to lose anything for Palestinians. Actually, this deal has nothing for Palestinians, though UAE claims that because of this deal, Israel will stop their annexation in West Bank. But there is nothing such thing in this deal. The deal says Israel will only suspend the annexation, and also Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, said that they just suspend the annexation plan, and it's still a major priority for Israel, which make Palestine angry because it seems that UAE is telling lie about the deal. They are just showing off that they did it because of Palestine, but at the end of the day, Palestine didn't get anything, and they're saying this deal as backstabbing as a friend from UAE. So after this deal, we can say that the political priority of Arab world has changed. For last 70 years, the major issue of Arab world was Palestine, the freedom independent of Palestine state. But for last few years, finally we can say that the thing is actually changed. Now both party has a major enemy, that is Iran, and Israel and Arab world will together fight against this enemy. And what will be the future of Palestine? Actually nobody cares about it now, because for Arab world, for Arab countries to sustain their regimes, their autocratic system, they need the support of Israel, because Israel has military advancement, technological advancement, which will give them military support. So what has in the future for Palestine?